We had to make up for yesterday. Morning!
And happy Tuesday with Boogie. Boogie missed you guys so much too.
Boogie-san.
He wanted to be Poncho today.
We also missed you guys.
We really missed you. It was really weird.
It was insanely strange.
To not have an episode yesterday.
Especially on a Monday. We don't choose which day of the week that specific holiday, which by chance is the one holiday you don't do things, to be on a Monday. I would have chose it to be a different way, but I don't get to choose that. So anyways, welcome back, guys. We really missed you.
I wanna, do you see the picture right now?
What picture?
So, like, when you guys will get to meet us in person, if you ever will, you will notice that I'm really short and Erin is average height. I feel like people think that you're really tall and I'm average height, but right now you're able to see, like, do you see how much smaller I look?
Well, I look like a monster. For one, I'm closer to the camera. For two, I think your chair is lower.
Boogie, let's go up. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh.
Yeah, that didn't work.
Okay, hold on. Can you press it up for me real quick? Okay, we're good.
Let's make Sarit normal person height.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. You'll notice Sarit is like 4 feet tall. And I am I'm a regular size candy bar. She's a fun size candy bar.
Shout out to all my weirdos in the house. Stay weird, my friends.
If we're giving shout outs, I also want to shout out to our team, yes. Lauren and Tammy and Crystal and everybody who chimed in, Ashley, yesterday with your guys' questions on everything. Huge lifesaver. And lots of questions answered. So you guys are
Thank you so much for stepping up your leadership game. It really makes us happy and grateful to know that we can count on you when we need to, because we will always do what we are supposed to do. But yesterday was a day to disconnect so that we can reconnect, bigger, bolder, better, for the other 364 days of the year. And we got super inspired.
I like it much more.
We set some crazy goals. We reconnected. We developed some really cool shit before the headaches really started kicking in. Because that's what happens when you don't consume any water for 26 hours. But it's all good.
We're good. We're here. We're here. We're family.
Yeah.
What's that? What restaurant is that commercial? When you're here, you're family. It's like Outback Steakhouse, or when you're here, you're family.
I don't think it's
Olive Garden. I don't know. Anyways, really doesn't matter. Guys, thank you so much for being here. We are resuming Espresso. Today is Q&A day. Do we have any other shout outs? Okay, if you didn't notice, an email went out about the raw transformation. Mm-hmm. It is 8 weeks long. We thank you for your patience and any confusion that may have been caused and our absence. Well, actually, I'm not sorry for our absence because it was intentional. But it was weird that it happened to fall on the same day, which I would have chose differently. But the 8-week raw transformation is underway. It is day 9 of the 14-day transformation Kickstarter. For those of you still going strong, if you're still going strong in the transformation Kickstarter, give us a high five emoji.
Today, you guys are going to get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Lauren W., one of our Inner Circle girls, already did.
I know.
She went live on the ENS page.
Veronica Silva is going to do that too. It's pretty amazing.
It's good to get uncomfortable because you get to flex this muscle that we don't do normally on purpose. Like when you do bicep curls, you're like on purpose, you're flexing your bicep. Well, the more times you get uncomfortable, the easier it is. The easier it is, really. And the less dramatic you feel about it. You're like, oh, okay, another one of these. you know? Everything is hard until it's not. Remember that.
Amen
All
to
right?
that. But it is early bird registration for the raw transformation.
Yes.
Day 2 of the early bird discounts starting Monday. All prices are gonna go up. For those of you guys who are wondering, like, why is the price point so low? Because for us, you guys, the transformation is a give back project. Because we tell you guys every single day that we're on a mission to transform the lives of millions through the same movement, nutrition, and lifestyle habits that have transformed ours, right? Like, and we have to keep up with our promises, right? And we understand that from a financial standpoint, though nothing will ever triumph the inner circle, nothing ever will. Okay, let's put it out there. The transformation is the closest thing that you can get to it at a discount. So
it's not a discount. I don't want to call it a discount. It's not the same program. It's not the same
not
program.
the same.
Hold on. I read all of the things on the page and there was a lot of confusion about the difference between the two. It's not a discount. It's a more economically friendly way for you to coach with us, but from a further distance. And that's why the price point is different.
Yeah.
The weekly coaching calls are very different, and the amount of in contact, in communication one-on-one is different.
Yeah.
Okay. So there are clear differences. So though Sarit says at a discount, I'm here to translate because English is a second language for her, that it is a more economically friendly way to coach with us and still make progress towards your goals, because we realize not everybody can financially do the inner circle, and that is okay, right? That doesn't mean you're doomed. That doesn't mean, if you can't do the inner circle, like you're never going to reach your goals. We aim always to have programs at various levels, from free to ridiculously inexpensive to medium to high. Depends on where you fall and what you're willing to sacrifice to get what you need. And that's it. So this is a very, very good medium way to get our same coaching, our same philosophies, our same principles. It is 8 weeks. Everybody starts on the same day.
Yep.
Right?
8 lessons. Everybody's following through the same thing.
Yep.
Each and every day.
This year we added a Q&A weekly, so Coach Lauren will be going live for Q&A. We also added the holiday. We basically incorporated one season, or 1 year we did a
method.
1 year we did a turkey shred, and we're incorporating that method into this since it is going to fall during Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So a couple add-ons there, and then obviously you can upgrade to the VIP for. You do get Voxer access, but it's not with Sarit or myself.
Yeah.
It is with Coach Lauren. But it is, you really still can't go wrong.
The value is insane, and Lauren is incredible. And that's why she's with us. Okay, but today is Q&A day. So let's jump right to it. Mary Adams from Biloxi, Mississippi. Now, I got to share with you a quick story, because I remember I actually visited Biloxi when I was like 14 years old, right when I was like in the storm of all of my eating disorders. And I remember that we went to like this incredible buffet there. Yes, I used to love buffets, by the way. And if you love buffets too, then drop a comment, give me a shout out. Now, it's not really my cup of tea, but you know what? Like, I wouldn't mind doing it every once in a while, especially if it's a clean one. But man, like buffets.
Buffet.
However,
what is a buffet? What is a buffet?
I don't know.
Katniss Evergreen's type of all you can eat. A buffet. Okay. One last question.
They were my jam. And I remember the one in Biloxi was so good.
Okay, one last question though for the inner circle, or for the raw transformation. We do not do meal plans of any kind whatsoever. Never, never, never. Meal plan to us means we're telling you exactly what to eat. No, because you only do it for so long, and that defeats the purpose. Other people have already done that, and it doesn't work. So eventually you're going to want to go to a restaurant that doesn't have what we told you need to eat, so you're not going to do it. And then you're going to feel like a failure because you didn't eat what you were supposed to eat, and it's not your fault. This is not real life.
Right.
It's not realistic.
Especially around the holidays.
Yeah, it's not
We
practical.
don't want to tell you what to eat around the holidays. Shit.
So we never do a meal plan. Okay? We give you, there's a 3-tier system and it's guidelines, but you have to choose your own foods. So this is the part where you have to trust us. We've done this multiple times and it's been successful every time to a higher degree each and every time. Okay? So,
yeah.
And the workouts, it doesn't matter. There's workouts available no matter what level you are, no matter what you have access to. So if you know you need help, if you like the way that we've coached, if you've heard amazing things and you've had come to Jesus moments or light bulb moments with us and you're like, wow, I really trust these girls, just jump in, just dive in. We got you. Okay, cool. Questions are done on that.
Okay, so Mary from Biloxi.
Where the amazing Beaufay lives.
How to diet with GI issues. That is acid reflux, GERD, sustainable substitutes for the peppers and acids which usually promote healthy fat burning. Okay, so here's the thing. If you have GI issues, your GI tract is severely inflamed. And if it's inflamed, then that tells me that you are probably eating a relatively high processed diet, and if you don't right now, then you have before now, right? But the main point is to keep it simple, in the sense that you want to make sure that your diet is more constitutes of more higher quality foods that are less processed. Okay, so like when you shop at the grocery store, right? Like instead of going in the aisles, shop around the perimeters for the fresh food, right? Like anything that's perishable is less processed. Anything that's not perishable is more highly processed. Look at the number of ingredients. Normally anything that's more than 5, there are always exceptions, which is what I'm saying normally, means that it is more highly processed. Anything that comes in a jar, a box, or a can, more highly processed. Anything that has ingredients that you can't name, extremely processed, right? And then, yes, of course, you would want to make sure that the foods in which you're eating are more alkaline, okay? But foods that are more acidic are normally foods that are more highly processed, right? Yes, there are vegetables that are more acidic than they are alkaline, like peppers, like tomatoes, right? However, it's not peppers and tomatoes that caused it. I can guarantee you that. It's just
peppers and tomatoes are irritating it for the current state in which it is in.
Yes. So what I would recommend to you is, just stick to the basics. You guys, it always comes down to the same thing. Your body just wants to be healed.
Eat your greens.
In order for your body to be healed, eat lots of vegetables, okay? Any vegetables that irritate it, okay, that are more acidic, like tomatoes and peppers, obviously, stay away from. Have more green leafy vegetables.
But eventually, over time, if you're consistent for long enough, eating a more whole foods kind of, I say the word diet, which I hate, but it just meaning what you consume, it will eventually heal itself. Food is medicine. Food is medicine, and if you eat well consistently, what Mother Nature has designed us to eat, which includes meat, and that's going to ruffle some feathers, but whatever. Then your body will heal itself, and it will come back to a homeostasis.
But speaking of meat, yes, we do highly agree that, like we're omnivores. We were born omnivores. Our teeth are designed a certain way so that we can chew up meat a certain way. However, over the past 50 years or so, like the meat industry has, for one, fucked up so many things, included the most important one, Mother Nature. I mean, I don't know if you guys are realizing all of the just extreme changes that are happening on our planet. For anybody who lives in California, Oregon, I mean, the fires have been insane because of everything that's happening due to humans' lack of responsibility, right? Being one of them, the meat industry. Not all meats are created equal, right? Like opt for sustainable meat products, okay? do not support any of the mass-produced meat companies because, for one, they're unethical, right? Like, you want to be ethical, make sure to buy ethical meat, okay? Don't go vegan. I mean, if you want to, that's fine. That's your choice. That's your life. However, like, to be ethical, just, brands like Purdue Tyson, I mean, the way in which they treat those animals is just extremely cruel. They basically just, they pump them with hormones from the day they're born. They're like, they live in extremely highly populated, small areas that are fenced, and then they're basically like buried alive. It's terrible, terrible, terrible. These animals are extremely high stressed, and that's stress that you're putting in your body.
Yeah.
Okay. So you gotta make sure to eat sustainable meat products. Okay. So like, go for the grass fed, go for the free range. Make sure that, like the chickens that you're eating, the eggs that you're getting, like those are made from like happy chickens. Ain't nothing wrong with eating an egg. And I'm not the one who says that if I don't eat an egg, then I'm a better person. I believe that eggs were created to be eaten as well, but not all eggs are created equal. If you pump hormones in a bird so that she can produce eggs instead in let's say 2 weeks instead of 2 months, then that I do not support. Right? But eating less eggs doesn't make you a more ethical person. However, that is not the question. So the point is, Mary, just stick to the basics, okay? More vegetables, less processed food.
She gets her eggs. She's here. Yay, I'm so glad you're alive. She gets her eggs from her sister's backyard chickens.
That's awesome.
I want some
that
chickens.
too.
We're going to have some chickens someday.
The yolks of these birds, they look so amazing. Like the colors.
They look so different.
I know.
All right. Next question.
Mary, I hope that was helpful. Please drop a comment if that was helpful. Oh, hold on. What do I do? Yeah. No, I answered it. Oh, Cassie Murphy. Okay.
Cassie Murphy from Kentucky. Y'all.
I've been working out for a little while now and noticed my hips are getting really tight to where it feels like it almost locks up on me and prevents me from doing certain workouts. What do I need to start doing to stop this from happening?
Great question.
Simple.
And this is a very simple one. Well, for one, like I would also say, make sure you're moving in multiple ranges of motion when you do your fitness. That's aside from the answer to this question. It just made me think of it. But a lot of times we do things that are forwards and backwards because that's the direction that we move. Can I demonstrate some very simple stretches?
Yeah.
So look, this is something that I do every morning. Can I see my chair? You're gonna see my sweet sandals, probably. Okay, so pretend this is my bed. Every single day, I do this because I have back issues, which I have a special back. So this helps loosen my hips. Is I'll get up here and I'll just sit in this to get this situation all sorted out. Can they see that? Boom, right there. Hiya. Okay.
It's called a pigeon stretch.
The other one is just going to be, there's Erin's crotch. The other one is going to be like, I would say, even just quad stretches.
The half kneeling hip flexor.
Half kneeling.
Couch stretch.
So you could kneel down on one knee and then just squeeze your butt cheek of the knee that's on the floor and you'll feel the front of your hip just really stretch. That's a great one. I would also hold it for a minimum of 30 seconds.
Yeah,
if you're really tight,
30.
if you're really tight, you'll want to progress your way up to like minute, but just start with 30 seconds minimum each side. I would even say do 2 sets. I would say do this leg for 30 seconds, this leg 30 seconds, and then repeat.
Do it for 30 days straight. At least start out with that.
Yeah.
And then you can reach back out to us. But the reality is, you guys, is that for one, just so you know, Cassie, you haven't mentioned it, and I don't think that you're assuming that. I just want to bring up a point. You guys, what's happening with Cassie is that I can tell that you live a modern, very sedentary lifestyle, and you just started working out because your hips are locked up. When you start working out after, not just, using movement as medicine, right? A movement is food and food is medicine. What's going to happen is that your body's going to be super tight. Your chest is going to be tight, your shoulders are going to be rounded, and your hips are going to be locked simply because you probably sit all day, whether it's in your car, whether it's in your desk, whatever it is that you're doing. So if
most
these
of the muscles
stretches
in the front of your body are going to be tight.
And most
and
of the
probably,
back muscles are weak.
Yeah.
So tight and then weak, right? Which is why people have bad posture, and that's why, back problems, shoulder problems, everything, right, breaks down because of just a sedentary lifestyle. So do know that, like when you start moving if you add movement to a weak structure, right, what's going to happen is that, the weakness is now exposed even more.
Ooh, Cassie, I would also do glute bridges right after you stretch your hips.
Yeah. Stretch, activate.
Yeah, you want to stretch what's tight, activate what's weak.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Stretch and activate. Stretch and activate.
All right, on to the next.
Yep.
Give me 5. Boom. Okay. We have
Aneta Mrazik.
Aneta Mrazik.
What is
from
that?
Illinois. That's how you say it. Illinois.
Okay. Do you want me to read it?
I've struggled with it. Okay. I've struggled with it. This is big. Okay. I've struggled with an eating disorder from the age of 14 until now. I am currently 41. Let's do the math.
27 years.
Great. I have been anorexic and bulimic and weighed from 86 pounds to 206 pounds. My current weight is 143 and I am miserable. I cannot stand to be in my own skin. Sounds like somebody I know, who used to be. I run 4 to 5 miles a day and I'm currently completing the Burn Zone program. I eat the same thing every day and I'm constantly obsessing over my food, my weight, my body. What is your advice on what I should do to help combat negative thinking and the feeling of wanting to literally crawl out of my own skin every second of the day? I don't think I'm going to lose any weight until I change my thinking. Thank you, ladies. You two are nothing short of miracles. That's very sweet.
I want to give her a huge shout out for being so vulnerable and for opening up. If you're watching this live, then sending you lots of hugs. If you're gonna watch the recording, still sending you hugs, and I hope that you get them virtually.
It's making me really emotional because this is like the reason we do what we do is because nobody deserves to feel this way. Mm-hmm. And I'm getting real with you all right now because I remember feeling similar. And it's a really shitty feeling. And I know that you felt the exact same way. And it's all in your mind. And it's a tricky situation because it's about your perspective. And hopefully we can help you see things in a different perspective so that the action then is translated differently. Mm-hmm. But it's going to take time. So you have to know that. How many years has it been? 27? Mm-hmm. It's been 27 years that your brain and your mind are conditioned. That doesn't mean that you can't overcome it. But it does mean that it is going to take time and not every day is going to be easy. But it sounds like no days are easy right now. So with that being said, I would identify, is it actually weight you need to lose? What is it about you that you are dissatisfied with? And is it actually a physical structure or is it a void of something else mentally or emotionally that you're missing? That's my first initial question that I have, so something to think about. I know you have more to add.
Mm-hmm. So normally when, and I'm saying this from personal experience, when you try to control food
the whole beginning of this sounds like you from...
Yes. And this is why I'm saying this is from personal experience.
Yeah.
So when you try to control food to that degree, it's normally because there is a lot of instability and trauma in your life that was very unexpected. So you are basically just filling in that void by trying to control the one thing that you can. So you become obsessed with controlling it, right? So for you, like, food is not fuel. It's the only thing that you control. So you hold on to it so tight. And I can only assume that you probably try to restrict yourself as much as possible. And on a day where you fall short, probably like all hell breaks loose because you feel like you're out of control, which triggers all of the trauma that led to that lack of control in other areas. What you need to do in order to get out of that cycle is you need to create alignment with your physical transformation and your internal transformation. And until that happens, you're always going to keep on trying to fill in that void. Because when we look, the way that we live our life, right, in order for us to survive, right, we're always seeking homeostasis. So the less control we have in one areas of our life, the more control we're going to hold on to in other areas of our life. And normally if you have eating disorders, like, it doesn't happen by accident. It's because trauma has led to a lot of instability and lack of control. I can probably assume, considering the age that this has all started, that, probably, and not saying this to call you out again, this is like all based off of personal experience, that, it had to do a lot with your family, maybe your parents, maybe a divorce that was really painful, or one parent leaving, or something of that sort, or maybe just moving to a bunch of places. So there was so much instability, and all you needed is stability in one area of your life. So you clung to nutrition like it was the only thing, because you probably wanted a body transformation at that time too, because, hey, society tells us that we need to look a certain way in order to feel a certain way, but then you're not really sure why you're doing it anymore. So that extreme body change happens, but because you're out of touch with what's happening with the rest of your life, you hold on to it even more, right? And you grab onto that even more, and it's basically the only thing that you are holding on to. It's kind of like your anchor, right? So like when you lose control over that, it's like you don't even know what to do, and that's why you probably have that ability to like drop in and gain 10 pounds in a matter of 2 days. You're probably one of those gifted people, because you've done it so many times. For you, it's just so much about gaining control. But really, the only way for you to gain control is to, you need to get on a spiritual journey, and you need to find alignment with regards to your internal transformation. And it's going to be hard. It's going to be uncomfortable, but it's going to be the most satisfying thing ever. Aneta, I want to tell you that you're an incredible candidate for the Inner Circle. I know that program is going to do you magics, and it's going to transform your life forever. So if you're listening to this and this might be of interest to you, please reach out, send an email to admin@improveyonutrition.com, and we'll be sure to help you get sorted out, because I know that program is going to give you a complete 360.
There was a comment by Danita that said, I watch Espresso with ENS every day. It's one of the habits that I've developed, which for one, we're so grateful for, but also, there's truth in saying that what you consume, other than just physically, what you consume mentally contributes to how you behave. Yep. And if you can surround yourself in a supportive, encouraging, motivating, inspiring, did I say that word? Environment, you're going to start to notice you become more inspired, you become more motivated, you become more encouraged to do the things that are going to help you and help serve you, rather than being so stuck in your own thoughts. Mm-hmm. Because your greatest weakness can become your greatest strength if you take the right approach. So you're in a moment right now where you have an opportunity to turn this weakness into an insane strength. The strength I see is incredible discipline.
Yes.
And self-control.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So those are two amazing things, but right now, they are what's pulling you down. So if we can help you to figure out how to overcome those via different perspectives, then you will have an insane strength.
Yeah. Thank you for just being courageously speaking up about it. This is amazing. I would really love to see her in the program.
Thank you guys for sharing your stories as well with your journeys and how you can relate to this. It's really cool just to see the family chiming in and saying, look, you're not alone. You're not alone. There's 53 people watching this currently live, and you probably over 40 of them have felt this way in one way or to one degree or another. So thank you for sharing, and we hope that you get to see this and find hope in it, because there is. Keep the light. Keep the light.
This is when I will say I can relate to this so much. Like, this is
literally from the first age.
To
and let's not ever, like, I want you to avoid labeling yourself anorexic or bulimic.
Right.
I want you struggle with disordered eating patterns, but you are not an eating disorder.
Right.
That's very important.
Right.
Okay. Way to make me cry on the live TVs on Erin Sarit Network. Okay. Last one, yeah? We got Rachel D from Tucson, Arizona. If my goal is not to lose weight, but is more toward toning up and bettering my health habits in general, what would you recommend for me? Does your personalized nutrition program work for people who are not trying to lose weight? I already love Rise Above and look forward to the Burn Zone. Thanks for all you ladies do. Thank you for thanking us for what we do. First thing I would say is, if your goal isn't to lose weight, it could personalized help like the Inner Circle may or may not be for you. We have some people in that group whose goal isn't to lose weight, but they have a lot of obsessive thoughts about food and they still feel like they're trapped and in jail. In that case, I would say the Inner Circle's for you. If you feel like you have relatively good habits, you're not obsessive about things, but you're wanting to change your physique to look more muscular or toned, then I would say the Inner Circle's probably not for you. And I would go with something else. It could be just that you need to work your way through the burn zones. It could be that if you have access to more gym equipment, that you get a weighted program, like a strength, hypertrophy, and conditioning kind of program. I would love to know also your 2 cents.
Yeah, so I want to ask you a few questions so that you can answer it for yourself. Okay, from a mindset standpoint, how confident are you on a scale of 1 to 10 that your rate of consistency is at a 10? You guys, the way in which the journey works is that if you've got weight to lose, first you got to lose weight, and then it's all body comp, right? And it doesn't matter whether it's weight loss or body comp, it's a game of consistency. And that's why, like we say, that this journey is simple, but it's hard, because it's a game of consistency. You don't do it for 30 days, you don't do it for 90 days, you do it for the rest of your life. So my question to you is, in order to improve body comp, you need increased level of consistency, especially because you're at that next step. Okay, body comp is going to be a lot slower and it's going to take longer than weight loss. Okay, weight loss, you start, like, you see a drop, right? Like it's like the U sign. There's a drop, there's a plateau, and it's up to you to go all the way up. Okay, but in order to achieve that, you need to have increased levels of consistency. So on a scale of 1 to 10, where would you rate your consistency at? And the way in which you can determine that is, what is your current environment, the people that you surround yourself with, your home, your work, Does that support your level of consistency, or does that bring
Your
you down?
extracurriculars,
Yes.
if you will.
How supportive on a scale of 1 to 10 is your consistency with regards to you being able to eat clean, for you to be able to think positive thoughts so that you keep on going, so that you don't use terms like I need motivation, because we know that motivation is not something that we get, it's who we become, right? We become motivated through consistency. Also, what is your level of discipline? Right? All I know is that you have a body comp goal, but I don't know what your journey has been. Therefore, I know nothing about discipline, right? So how disciplined are you to follow through? And also, what is your current level of knowledge with regards to what does it take in order to, keep on constantly improving body comp goals, right? So all these things, are elements that we have to take into account, and these are all going to be under the umbrella of consistency. Okay, knowledge, discipline, environment, and mindset.
I would add as well, is nutrition actually what you need, or is it just fitness, or is it both?
Yeah.
Because if somebody's got their nutrition on point but they're struggling to gain, it's probably partially a nutrition issue, but mostly a type of fitness issue. If your nutrition is kind of all over the place, and you don't really eat clean, but you're like the girl who doesn't eat a lot, but then she'll like eat pizza, then nutrition is more of an issue at that point. But it does at that point, when you're more of a body comp, requires there is a more level split between the nutrition and the fitness. Whereas when you want to lose a lot of weight, there's a lot more emphasis on the nutrition than the fitness. And if your nutrition is good and you're wanting to change your body composition, there's a lot more emphasis then on the fitness component. So depending on where you're at.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's that.
There was something I was going to mention about Sammy. Oh, yes. So we had a girl who did the transformation, the last round that we did. Her name is Sammy, and I believe she's doing another one because she made a post actually of a before and after. And the before and after is not even what I want to mention, but it's what she wrote underneath it that I want to mention, which goes back to what we were talking about and how this isn't a 30-day thing. This isn't a 90-day thing. This is a rest of your life thing. She said, I don't remember how many weeks, so I'm just going to make up a number. She said 16 weeks down and forever to go. Aww. And I loved that because it's the truth. You have forever to go. And I saw Mr. Mark Fleeg jump in here too and say, it's a marathon, not a sprint, rest of your life. So a lot of times, we get ourselves tripped up and we set ourselves up to fail because we think that, I'm doing this thing for 30 days. So in your mind, you have an end point, and when it ends, so do the behaviors. Mm-hmm. If you have 60 days in mind, you're like, I just got to make it through these 60 days. And you have an end mind in time. When I did my figure show, I had an end mind in time. I got the leanest I had ever gotten, probably to an unhealthy degree. And when that show was over, when I stepped off stage, I gained 20 pounds in a month. Mm-hmm. I went from 115 pounds to 100 and almost 40 actually. Pounds.
Because there was no alignment.
In a month. And it was because I had a stop date in my head, right? There is no end until the end. And then at the end, it doesn't matter anymore because it's the end. Legit. So yes.
Lauren just made a comment and I want to touch up on it. She said to Kayla, it's an honor watch you grow. And Kayla, yes, it truly is. But, this is a growth journey, and that's what people don't realize. Sustainable weight loss is a growth journey because in order for you to lose weight sustainably, Not like, the approach that you use, like extreme cutting when preparing to go on stage. That's just like extreme cutting, right? There is an alignment with the internal and the external, and therefore when that happens, you become a different person because you build new habits, right? So there's no end point to it. It's kind of like a snowball, right? Like it starts small and it moves and it keeps on building and building and building and building and building and building and building, right? And it compounds, right? So a program like the 8-week raw transformation, don't expect your transformation to happen in 8 weeks. We did not say that. It could happen to a few of you guys, depending on where you're at in your journey. But it's 8 weeks because we're giving you over the span of 8 weeks the tool for you to have your sustainable transformation.
And let's be honest, the transformation never ends because in life as human beings, we get depressed when we have no purpose or when we're not evolving. So even after 8 weeks, if you've reached your destination, you're going to want more. Trust us. You're just going to want to be better. And that's natural and admirable, right? And so, you may be at the point at the end of the 8 weeks where you feel like you have an increased confidence to the point where you could do it on your own now. And I'm sure that will happen to several people. But there might be some of you too who still feel lost and need more help. That's just the reality. Everybody's starting in a different place, right? So it's not a 30-day thing, 60-day, 90-day thing. It's a whole life thing. And like Jerry said, the journey ends at my last breath. And I love that. So that's today for you guys.
I want to give Jerry a huge shout out. She when she knew that
Team Erin Sarit for life,
that we were gonna fast for Yom Kippur, which is something that I've done, like I told you guys, since I was 8 years old.
Kayla, I saw your message. I'm gonna get back to you today.
Jerry said that she's gonna
do it with us.
She's gonna do it with us. And Kayla and Jerry, I know that it's a huge discipline game. And I spoke with Jerry a little bit this morning, and man, like I want to give you a huge shout out because
she do it.
For one, of course she did it, and I had no doubt that she was gonna do it. But for two, like the amount of growth that lady has just.
Hi Karen, welcome to your first live. It's almost done, but you made it.
The amount of growth that she's made over the last couple of weeks is like monumental. Like talk about a snowball. Like Jerry was just like, put me on top of the hill, I'm going down.
She just inhaled everything. Everything Erin Sarit. Just
Yep. And that's why she's crushing it, right? Because she was committed to sacrifice anything for the sake of her growth. And yeah, you've grown tremendously. And the good news is that we're just getting warmed up. That's
awesome. You guys are amazing. You warmed my heart. You made me cry today, and that's okay. I want you to know that if you cry, it's a release, and it's good. I cry at least once a week. Sometimes about 4 or 5 times a week. Just depends on the week and what's going on. So anyways, thank you guys for being here and watching, and we love you and we enjoy helping in any way that we can. So keep showing up for yourselves mostly, and
that's all we got. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 6:30.
We're going to see them at 9 actually.
Oh, that's right. We will see you guys at 9.
But we will also see you tomorrow for Money Conversation.
Wealth Wednesdays.
Wealth Wednesday. Bye!